So, Republicans, I did not leave y'all out. We have our first race, which is for the United States representative between Kaden and Champion. First up is Kaden. So, his policies are as follows. Healthcare, he believes free market is the answer. To the jobs, he believes free market is also the answer. He also says that we need to do something about flooding. We need to improve our infrastructure. We need stronger borders and border security. We need to protect the Constitution. We need to reform social welfare programs. And for far as education, we need school choice. We need to end all the bailouts to the big banks and companies. He is pro-life. He says we need to fight against human trafficking, and he supports the veterans. Things that stand out to me. He supports a flat tax, and he also supports is finding practical ideas and solutions to protect our environment. That's one thing that Republicans usually don't say or support. So I give him kudos for that. Also, he supports term limits. His pros, he is a Christian. Next up, we have Mr. Champion. He says we need to promote education and skill training. He wants secure jobs to bring us into a vibrant future. He says we need to improve our schools through better resource management. So schools don't need more money. We need to manage the money and resources that we have better to better our schools. Also, he said we need to properly pay the best and skilled teachers. We need to keep good teachers and pay them better and pay them properly. He's encouraging family events. You know, we need to reunite our community. I like that. So, opportunity zones bring in more money into the community. Okay, one note, he said, I am running for Congress to serve you. I went from welfare to West Point. So, this guy is obviously a veteran. He went from welfare to West Point. That's a good tagline. That's a good marketing. Also, he gets diversity points because he's a black man. Yes, we have black conservatives or black Republicans. The con for both of these Republicans don't have nothing to do with them. The con is they going against Sheila Jackson Lee. That's the con, and ain't nobody beating Sheila Jackson Lee. Okay, on to the next one. The next race we have is for United States Representative. We have Nails versus Walls. So let's start off with Nails. Nails is a pro-Trump Republican. He believes we need better border security. He wants to protect the Second Amendment. He to tackle the large national debt. And he wants to fight against human trafficking, and he supports veterans. A note I put in there, he wants to end sanctuary cities. And one thing that comes straight from him, it says, constitutional right to keep and bear arms is one of our most foundational freedoms. And also he said, put government officials in their place and stand up to the special interests. He is a sheriff and he is leading in the polls. He has 40% right now. And unlike the last race, this race is actually up for grabs. And he is a veteran, plus he wants to protect the Second Amendment. And in Texas, everybody love their guns, they love their Second Amendment. This is conservative Texas, and that's how we do things down here. So, when we come to Miss Walls, so she wants border security, she wants to stop illegal immigration, and she's pro-life. So, just like her name says, she wants to build a wall. Miss Wall wants a wall. On to the next one. We have the race to be a judge for the First Court of Appeals between Adams and Labradino. I'm going to skip to the notes for Mr. Adams. So, Mr. Adams says he's been handling appeals for 30 years in both Texas and federal courts. And he said, I have handled more appeals than all the other candidates. So that's what he's saying. Basically he's saying he's the most experienced. He had handled more appeals than anybody. Okay, we go to the next man. Labradino says the best judges are trial judges and have been that way for a long time. He has practiced trial law in criminal, civil, and family law matters. He also says, in my career, I have been a judge, trial counsel, and he has been counsel in over 12,000 cases. And he claims that the other guy doesn't have the proper experience. Ooh, Jesus. Now we have a race for sheriff between Paul Day and Joe Dana. So we're gonna go to Mr. Paul Day. He is a veteran. He has spent over 45 years as a police or peace officer. He strongly supports the Second Amendment. He says he has the best plans to bring down crime. He is strongly endorsed by the Christian community. To Mr. Joe Dana. Joe says he has worn many hats in the law enforcement community. He has worked with many other law enforcement agencies. He says he put away many criminals, and his first interest is to the public safety. The pros, he is leading in the polls by 48%. He really the winner, but he ain't hit 50. On to the next one. Last and not least, we have the Justice of the Peace race between Ridgway and Wolf. Okay, so we go to Ridgway. We go straight to the notes. He says he has unparalleled courtroom experience. He has served as a judge for a long time, basically. And he says he has provided guidance to other justice courts to reduce backlog cases, served as a technology chair for Harris County Justice Courts for 15 years. So he has experience. And he is the incumbent. So let's go to Wolf. So my notes say that he was on the Harris County Department of Education's board as a trustee, but he was censured over sexual harassment allegations. Wolf says the allegations are politically motivated and he did not have the proper chance to defend himself. The pros are he is leading in the polls with 43%. The cons are he has sexual harassment allegations against him. So that is the last race that we will cover that is on the ballot. I hope this was informative. I hope it was edifying. And remember, unplug and prosper.